Sending a recurring email inside of HubSpot is one of those things that might be just a little bit more difficult than it sounds. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to do it.
Welcome to HubSpot Hacks, where we help you get more out of HubSpot.
So in this video, we're going to talk about sending an automatic email on a regular cadence. So every day, every week, every month. For these automatic recurring emails, the content in the email needs to be pretty much the same. So maybe there's just personalization tokens that are changing the content every time you send. Now there's two ways to do this inside of HubSpot. Both of them are going to require that you've got Marketing Hub on the professional or enterprise license. And one of them, the easier method, requires that you have Operations Hub, Professional, or Enterprise. If you don't have Operations Hub, I highly suggest you look into it. We've got a video that walks through everything it can do, and I think it's one of the most underrated hubs inside of HubSpot. But if you don't have it, you're not ready to get it, don't worry. We've got a method that just uses Marketing Hub as well. So for both methods, the first thing that you're going to do is set up an automated email. So we've already got ours set up here, this recurring email. You'll just go to your marketing and emails tool, create an email, and select automated and put in whatever content, personalization tokens, from name, all of that that you are used to if you've been setting up automated emails or any emails in the past. We've got this recurring email. Step number 2 is to set up a list. So in this case, we are going to have a list under contacts and lists here where all of the contacts that we want to get this recurring email are on this list. We've got a recurring email list. This can be an active list with any filters that you want, or a manual list that you're manually adding and removing people to and from the list. So we've got this recurring email list, and we've got our automated email. The next step is to create our workflows. So this is where the methods are going to vary depending on whether you have Operations Hub or not. Operations Hub is much easier, so we're going to show you that one first. You just go to create workflow from scratch here. And we've got this schedule option if we have Operations Hub. You see this grayed out or a little icon, a little lock icon next to it. That means you don't have Operations Hub yet, and this method won't be available to you. But if you do, just go ahead and hit schedule. In this case, we're going to do weekly, and you can do the day of the week and the time of day you want to send. One note on this is that if you are sending a monthly email, just note that be careful about what days that you pick. So for example, if you want to send a monthly email on the 31st, this tool will actually skip the months that don't have 31 days. So I like to do the 1st or the 15th for any monthly recurring emails using Operations Hub. Just a quick note there. But for our weekly emails, we're good to go. Every week's got a Monday, unfortunately, and we'll go ahead and hit next. All right, so the way that these workflows work is that every Monday at 8 a.m., it's going to check our enrollment trigger. Anybody that meets the enrollment trigger is going to go through the rest of the steps. So in our case, our enrollment trigger is going to be that they're on that recurring email list. We'll apply that and hit save. And our action is going to be sending them that recurring email. So at the top of our list here, we will save that. And with Operations Hub, it's that simple. Every Monday at 8 a.m., it's going to check if they're on that list, and they're going to send that email, which is perfect. If we don't have Operations Hub and we only have Marketing Hub, we have to do something a little bit more complex. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up 2 workflows, and one workflow is going to send the email. The other workflow is going to manage the delay. So send the email. This workflow is going to make them wait 7 days, send the email again. Now, HubSpot doesn't like to do these 2 workflows and have a loop like that. So what we have to do is we have to set up what's called a trigger property that allows us to manage that loop. It'll make sense at the end, I promise. I know it's a little complex here. But the first thing we need to do is set up that property. So we're going to go to Settings. We'll go down here to Data Management and Properties. Make sure we're in Contact Properties. And this property can be really whatever you want it to be, but I like it to be valuable for things other than just this. So what I like to do is have it be the date that the last time this recurring email was sent. So that way if somebody's looking at a contact record, that may be valuable information for them. So you can select whatever group you like. We'll do contact information here. We'll do date of last recurring email send. You may want yours to be a little bit more specific or descriptive for your case. And we're going to make this be a date picker, so it'll show a date. Hit next here. any dates, and there's no need to have this in form, so we'll go ahead and uncheck this here. Hit create. And now we've got our trigger property created. So we're going to go back to workflows, and we're going to create the first workflow here. So create workflow from scratch, contact base, blank workflow. Now this is going to be the workflow that allows us, or that helps us send the email. It sends the email for us. So since we've got 2 workflows for this, you want to have a pretty dialed in naming convention and descriptive names here. In this case, you can see we've already done some testing. So we're going to call it recurring email workflow number 1, send the email, hit save. Now for this one, our trigger is going to be when filter criteria is met, and we're going to be when they're on that list. So similar to the last one we set up. So recurring email list is a member of the list, and I want to do re-enrollment because if they are removed from the list and they get back on the list a year later or whatever, I want them to go back into this flow. So re-enrollment on, both of these checked, hit save. So now whenever they're on this list, they'll get in this workflow. There'll be another way to get into this workflow here, I'll show you in a second. That's that loop aspect. So then we are going to send their recurring email. So as soon as they get on the list, they're going to get this email right away. So we'll send email. Just a note, if you are on the version of Marketing Hub, a newer version of Marketing Hub in the last couple of years, you've got marketing contacts, you'll want to make sure that they are a marketing contact. So if everybody on that list is already marketing contact, you're good to go. Otherwise, add a step here that sets them as a marketing contact. So we're going to pick the recurring email here. So they're a member of the list, and they're going to get this email. We'll hit save. Now, since we're working with going back and forth between 2 workflows, at the end of this workflow, we're going to do something that's going to enroll them into our workflow number 2, which I'm going to show you here in a second. Because of that, I like to add what's called a safety delay. So that other workflow is going to enroll them in this workflow. This workflow is going to do a couple quick actions and re-enroll them in workflow number 2. We want to make sure that HubSpot's recognized they've left workflow number 2, otherwise it won't re-enroll them. So I like to add a delay here of 5 minutes. If you don't do this, you're probably never going to have any problems. This is just kind of a little quirk that I've been using HubSpot setting up workflows for 6-7 years. It's just a little quirk just to make sure, just in case HubSpot's moving a little bit slow that day or that 5 minutes when you're doing this, that everything still moves smoothly here. So we'll set an amount of time, and I'm just going to add a 5-minute delay here just to give us a little bit of safety. And then what we're going to do is we're going to update that property, that trigger property that we just created. So we're going to go to set property value, and we are going to say date of last recurring email sends, and we'll update it to the date of this step. So what'll happen is they'll send that email, wait 5 minutes, update that property to the date of this step. So it's going to the date that's in that property is the last date that they received this recurring email. Hit save. And that is it for workflow number 1. So in order to set up workflow number 2 that re-enrolls them in this, you'll need to turn this workflow on. I don't want a bunch of people in my test portal to get emails, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this action, but you'll want to leave it in yours. So we'll review and publish this, turn this on, go back to workflows, and we'll create our workflow number 2. And it's going to be another blank workflow from scratch. This will be a recurring workflow number 2, and this is going to manage our delay. So the delays between our recurring email sends, we'll hit save here. So our trigger for this one, you can use an event trigger and set it to when the property changes. But most people, event triggers are still fairly new. More people are familiar with filter criteria, so I'm going to leave it with filter criteria for this purpose. But just know, if you know that trick with the event triggers and when property changes, that works just as well. But in our case, we're going to go when that contact property of date of last recurring email send is known. And make sure this one is essential that re-enrollment is on. The other one is essential that re-enrollment is on, at least for manually enrolled too. So both these workflows, you need re-enrollment to be turned on. Hit save. All right, so now that workflow number 1, if you remember, the last step was updating this property. Every time this property gets updated, they're now going to enroll in this workflow number 2. And we're now going to add our delay here. set amount of time. And in our case, we want this email to send weekly, so we're going to wait 7 days. If you want it to be monthly, you would do 30 days. And note, obviously, it's not going to be perfect because our months don't always have 30 days in them. So that's why that operations hub works a little bit better, but we can still get pretty close. So we'll do 7 days for weekly, hit save. And now what we're going to do is we're going to check to make sure they're still on our list. So we waited 7 days. There's a chance that they got dropped off of that, or we removed them from our list of people that would want to get these emails in those 7 days. So we want to make sure they're still on the list before we enroll them in that other workflow that sends the email. So we're going to add a branch here. It's going to be based on filter criteria, and it's going to be based on list membership. So we're going to say, are they still on that recurring email list? I'm going to, is a member, apply this. We're going to name this branch still on list and save this. If they're not on the list, they'll exit out of this flow completely. If they are on the list, now we're going to enroll them in that workflow number 1. All right, so just a recap of what we've done here. Workflow number 1 says, are you on this list? Cool. Send you this email, and then update this property that shows the date the last time that email was sent. Updating that property will now enroll them in workflow number 2, which is going to wait 7 days, check if they're still on the list, send them back to workflow number 1, where they'll get that email again. So we've got this loop here with this trigger property helping us maintain that loop. One more thing I'll show you, because we've got that 5-minute delay and we've got workflows happening just automatically. You could end up with people getting emails at like midnight, which you may not want. If you want to control the time the way that you were able to control the time with Operations Hub, it's not going to be quite as granular, but we can go into settings in this workflow number 1, and we can say we only want it to happen at specific times. And let's say we only want it to happen Monday through Friday between 9 to 5. Note that when the first time somebody gets in this workflow, the distance between email number 1 and email number 2 may be longer than 7 days if that falls on a weekend. But after that, it'll be every 7 days on Monday through Friday between 9 and 5 or whatever you set up here. All right, so that's all there is to it. Much easier with Operations Hub, but still very, very possible with Marketing Hub. I hope that was helpful. For more HubSpot tips, tricks, and how-tos, make sure you hit that subscribe button and jump down to the description below to sign up for our HubSpot Hacks newsletter as well. See you next time.